Alright, third video. In my last video I talked about being done with Northern Arizona football. It was a little bit of a heartbreaking story. Hopefully it gets happier as the story continues. So I'm now done with college football, and what a wild ride it was. And what an emotional roller coaster of, DVC, amazing time, got a scholarship, super excited, go to NAU, starts off okay, gets a little better, senior year, start a couple games, then it ends real bad. But that's life, and you learn a lot, and it makes you a better person if you're aware enough and you're conscious enough to be a part of the process and not have such an ego about what's going on around you, but be more of a learner. So at this point, I'm pretty exhausted. I'm pretty emotionally exhausted. I put everything I had into it, and I came out with a lot of experiences and a lot of great stories and a lot of cool accomplishments, but in my eyes, just a little bit empty-handed because, I didn't have a super successful career at the 4-year, and that's pretty much what my goal was all along, and then to go off and play some pro somewhere. So a lot of guys start training for the combine after college. I didn't do that. I needed a break. I wasn't in any type of position to get drafted or even get drafted as a free agent or anything like that. And the combine wasn't my strong suit anyway. I didn't have great statistics. I wasn't a physical specimen. I didn't have an uncle that worked in the NFL, so it didn't have too much going for me. So I decided to lay off the football, lay off the combine stuff, and just focus on me and school. Honestly, I wanted to have a good semester in school, actually attend class every day, really be present in class and learn in class. This is my last semester in college. At least give me one semester to focus on class and care about school, right? So that's what I did. I learned a lot that semester. I was like, man, if I would have been this present in class all 4 years, holy moly. But that's life. I chose to focus on football, and for all you out there that can be brilliant in school and sports, cheers to you. I was not cut out for that. So I got 4 A's and 1 B. I made the school honor roll my last semester, so that was cool for me. I felt good about that. I always kind of got labeled as a really average student, so but I knew I could do better, and so for me to do that was big time for me. And it felt good. My whole spring semester, I just went to school. I played basketball a lot. I still trained. I still went to the gym and trained. I felt good. I felt athletic. I wanted to chill. I wanted to chill and just eat good food and relax and unwind. And I played a lot of frisbee golf with Carrie Grosser. Shout out to Carrie. Hopefully we get some more frisbee golf games in the future. And that was awesome. Took a trip to Phoenix, met up with some high school buddies, had a good time, and that was that. And I graduated, and I was done with Northern Arizona. I was done with college football, and it was a good feeling to be done and to be able to move on and say that I did that. But it was also kind of not that satisfied with how it ended. So I was still hungry. So as soon as I got home from Flagstaff, I began to train. Because in my eyes, I was a pro. I was like, I'm good enough to be a pro. I felt like I was an above average D1 AA receiver. Maybe I didn't start and I didn't have lots of stats to prove that, but I felt like if I did start, I would have been dominant. So I wanted to go out and prove that. So I started training. I was straight back to DVC. I'm at Diable Valley College again. I'm on the turf. I'm hitting all my drills. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get stronger, faster. I didn't really know what I was doing though. I was like, I'm pretty fast and pretty strong, but I guess I'll just keep getting faster and stronger because that's what training is. That's what I did. So about a week into it, I was on the ladders, just doing some crappy ladder drills, and this guy is training somebody on the other side of the field. And this guy looks pretty big and athletic and strong, so I'm a people person, so I walk over and I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing? And he's like, oh, we're doing some like receiver stuff, you know. And I'm like, oh, I'm Daniel, I'm a wide receiver. And he's just like, okay, I'll talk to you in a second, you know. Just like, I'm busy with this kid. I'll talk to you in a second. And I'm like, all right, I'll wait all day, man. You look like you know what you're doing. So I'm waiting, and he comes over and he says, I'm Marcus, and I say, okay, well, you know, I'm Daniel, and I want to play receiver in pros. And he's like, okay, well, who are you? I tell him about my story. I tell him, and he's like, let me see your highlights. I pull up my Northern Arizona highlights. I show him. I'm very proud. I'm like, look at my highlights. Oh, look at these, you know. And he's like, you're pretty fast, but you're really out of control. And I'm like, what? Like, people always told me I had great body control, you know. And he's just like, yeah, you're out of control. Like you're obviously, you know, you're fairly quick and stuff, but you have no idea what you're doing. And he's breaking down my film and telling me what I'm doing wrong, and I'm like, well, I want to train with you, because anyone that can break my film down and tell me all these things I'm doing wrong, probably someone I should be listening to and at least learning something from. And I trained with him. I started training with him. It was amazing. Marcus opened up my mind. I can't even tell you what he taught me about body control, about body awareness, about routes, about understanding routes. And there's so much more than quick feet and being fast. So much more about awareness of space and body and timing and steps and all these things that I never was taught or never even thought of. So about 6 to 8 months, I'd say 4 to 6 months after training with him, I tried out for the Sacramento Wildcats or UFL, or the Mountain Lions, and I didn't do that great. I didn't run a very fast 40. My routes were very average. You know, didn't do that great, but he just wanted me to go there to see what it was all about. And I found out what it was all about. It was a lot of pretty damn good athletes that wanted a job. And no one really cared about me and what I had done, and it was all about what I had to do that day. And I learned very quickly that I had a lot of work to do. And I came back, and he said, all right, let's get back to work. I said, awesome, let's do it. So I continued to train with Marcus, continued to train. My mindset was completely flipped about training and about wide receiver after learning from this man. And Marcus, his history was he had spent time in NFL Europe, where he was like one of the top players out there, got picked up by the Bengals, was drafted by the 49ers out of Oregon, and you know, but he also kind of struggled as well with some of the similar things that a lot of receivers struggle with, was that very athletic, very fast, but out of control, not understanding route running, not understanding timing and spacing, not understanding how to get a DB to backpedal essentially, and using your speed for when you need to use your speed, and understanding how to be efficient. So he was a perfect teacher for me, because he was also a little bit out of control himself at some point in his career, and learned from some great NFL players about what it really was, what it really is about. So I loved his teachings. I got so much better, and we continued. I tried out for a team in the IFL called the Sioux Falls Storm, and that one went okay. I did a lot better there, but still didn't get a job. I wasn't spectacular, so they didn't sign me, and that was okay, because I would have lived in South Dakota, but I didn't want to live there. It was shout out to South Dakota, man, you know, but I couldn't do it. It was very tough. The coolest thing there was Walmart, and that. And no, I can't say that. They had some beautiful nature as well. I'm sorry. And that was that. I come home from Sioux Falls. I'm pretty sad, you know. I'm kind of distraught. I'm like, shit, is this really for me? A week later, I get a call from my buddy Jason Stengel, and he tells me that there's a job for me in Germany. He says that there's a coach that was friends with his dad. His dad was a big-time coach in Southern California, so he has some connections. And he told me that they also saw my tape, and they also need a receiver, and they really liked me. And they wanted to sign me. Like, boom, boom, they like you, they want to sign you, one phone call. So I'm like, what? Like, I'm desperate at this point. Like, I can't get a job in the IFL. So I'm like, Germany, let's get it. Go live in Europe for 6 months and play on a team. I'm already signed, let's go. Couldn't wait. So about 2 months later, I'm in Frankfurt, Germany. And I'm on a team, and I'm like the guy. Like, not only do I have a team, but I'm the guy. Like, I'm there to get the ball every play. And holy smokes, it was amazing. It was incredible. It was living in Europe, having my own flat, having a little bit of money to spend every month from the team, you know, making new friends, learning a new culture, trying new foods, traveling Europe. It was incredible. It was a blessing that I didn't make any of these IFL teams, because now I'm in Europe playing in a team in Germany and living in Frankfurt, out of all cities, a really spectacular city with so much to offer, so much culture, just great. And I'm going to stop the video there, because I'm going to talk another video about Germany and everything I went through there, and because there's just too many stories. And stop there, because you got to understand that this journey it's been all emotions and trying to make the right decisions for myself about what I should be doing, following my heart, following my head, following my mind, listening to my heart rather than listening to people's ideas or opinions about me, and trying to just be fully confident in the process and be fully conscious and aware of the process of what I ultimately wanted to create. And we'll talk about that in the next video. Thanks for subscribing so far. Leave in the comments if you want to hear more about anything in particular, and I'll talk about it, I don't care, and we'll get into it. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right.